Soo Lee always dreamed of his own business. He ditched a commodities trading company to open this bar. It's still hard work, but with much more freedom. At his old job, it was normal to only take 5 days off per year.
If the new guy asked for the holiday more than 5 days, it's the other people think he's crazy or yeah, he doesn't care about their bosses.
Lee and his colleagues also pulled many late nights, and not always because they were busy.
Even if there is nothing to do, they have to wait until their team leader or the vice presidents leave the office.
That could go some way to explaining why this country's productivity rate remains relatively low, even though South Koreans work some of the longest hours in the developed world. Excessive overtime is the most common complaint on the employment forum Job Planet.
We pulled out the most mentioned word on cons, and it was late hour work.
Yeah.
Workers are airing their grievances online, say the startup CEOs, because they would never complain directly to their bosses.
Some Korean companies tend to have this military environment, military type of culture where you have to always say yes to the boss.
And that goes for whatever the boss is requesting. The workday may not necessarily end after the long hours in the office. Bosses may ask their employees to join them for dinner and drinks. Saying no isn't really an option. Even the bartender thinks it's too much.
Most of team leaders, they have to drink about 3 times or 4 times a week.
It's such a common practice that it was depicted in a popular TV drama, sort of like a South Korean version of The Office with fewer laughs. Some say the culture is slowly changing, and lawmakers have been discussing what the government can do to curb the long hours. Because after all, the odd night out with colleagues can be fun, but the morning after is never the most productive. Kathy Novak, CNN, Seoul.